Hey everyone, just going through some of my old rants, and I promised an herbal versus refined medicine rant. For actual information, I would recommend going to a channel known as Concordance, I think is how you pronounce it. He actually works in pharmaceuticals, so he actually knows what he's talking about, and he's not biased. I kind of want to talk more about something that bothers me. I'm thinking that commercial I saw for an artificial sweetener known as Truvia. And they said, made with nature, not chemicals, not chemistry. Which means they didn't know what the hell chemistry was. Chemistry is the study of chemicals, and everything is a chemical. Trees, animals, you, me, the table you're sitting at, the computer you're on, they're all chemicals. They all have chemicals in them, I should say. They're not actually chemicals. It is... Yeah, my microphone keeps hitting the shirt. I apologize. Which is also a chemical, or made of chemicals, by the way. This also goes into inorganic versus organic. This is something else that bothers me, so I'll go into that a little bit here. Basically, my issue is more along the lines of words than anything else. Like, they literally said not made with chemistry, made by nature, but nature is like the biggest chem lab on the planet. I'm not even joking about that. A lot of the stuff you see, like a firefly's butt lighting up, and it is their thorax, their butt, basically, or, excuse me, drank another chemical carbonated something. Or, just trees making chlorophyll to eat. That is, well, to synthesize the sun so they can eat. That is chemistry in action. Those are chemical reactions. That's what a chemical reaction is. It's just chemicals mixing together and doing something. So that kind of pissed me off because it was pretty much saying, not made by nature, made by nature. That's literally what it was saying. If it said not made in a laboratory, I would have been a little better about it because, okay, fine, you're playing up the all natural thing, but just the wording they used just pissed me off because I was an English major in college, so English, the way you use certain words, I do have low tolerance at times, and that was one of those times, especially since I do like science a lot. I just wasn't good enough at the math. I hated math. And the same goes for the organic versus not organic foods. In chemistry, I learned that organic pretty much means carbon-based. That's all organic means. Is it something made with carbon, which pretty much means 90% of the stuff in the supermarket is organic. So the whole organic food craze just drove me nuts. I'm not going to say whether it's better or worse. I really think that is personal preference. In fact, I have like one scientist friend who absolutely hates it and thinks, it's worse for you, blah, blah, blah. And I know people that prefer it. And my husband will not touch the stuff, but I just won't care as long as it tastes good. But the wording bothers me. If they said something like old-fashioned grown, like what the Amish would do with like no, new pesticides or fertilizers or anything like that. Old-fashioned would have been fine. It is technically an old-fashioned form of farming, but you're pretty much saying that the fruit that's not marked with your sticker is not made of carbon. What planet is it from then? Because everything is organic in the supermarket, even like the really sugary bad stuff like Pop-Tarts that you're not supposed to eat. Well, all the time. I mean, you can eat them and they are yummy, especially the chocolate ones. They're technically organic because they have that carbon base. Hell, my desk is technically organic. Does that mean it's good for me to eat? I don't think it would taste very good. I'm reminded of a story about a guy who was forced to eat a desk and it was blueberries or something. I'm into those weird stories, don't ask. I might start reciting some of them later in the channel, but not right now. But, No, that's not how it works. That's not how the word is defined. I mean, like, technically, salt is inorganic. Water is inorganic because there's no carbon in them. Water is hydrogen and oxygen, and salt is sodium and chlorine. There's no carbon in it, but that's just it. This is like some weird anti-science rhetoric that's been going on for marketing. This is why the natural versus, not natural bothers me, because technically a lot of science comes from the natural world. We've just refined it, modified it, studied it, learned about it, fixed it, countered it, whatever. This is how science works. It's not out to get you. It's not a boogeyman. Science is a neutral prospect, and it's how we use it. I mean, yes, there are evil things like the nuclear bomb, but there are also good things like cancer medications and vaccines. Give me a break here. Granted, I may have a little bit of bias because I'm married to an extremely adorable chemist, but I don't get it. I really, 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 really don't. Why have this anti-science rhetoric when, ironically, you are using science to spread the rhetoric around with computers and telephones and your cars? It's kind of a weird double standard. I'm not going to get into like the more religious people that do the same exact thing and say some science is good and some science is bad, because that's a whole nother can of worms. But just in general, if you don't like science, why are you using, stuff like plumbing? Why are you using a computer? Why are you using a phone? Those are made with science. Mainly engineering, which is a form of science. Why are you, why? Why are you even bothering with this argument, essentially? And as for like natural herbal medications versus non-herbal medications, a lot of the stuff that's in the pharmacy is really just refined herbal medications. An excellent example is aspirin. Aspirin is made with the willow bark. I trust the aspirin in the pharmacy more than I trust willow bark, because Lord knows what else is in the willow bark. This is just a cleaner version of it. I think Pepto-Bismol has a bit of peppermint in it. I'm not 100% sure. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I know it tastes like peppermint. And my husband just corrected me now. Never mind. It doesn't have any. But it's kind of... They took the herbal medications that we used to take when we were roaming around the caves and refined it because it did work. But we just made it safer, technically. And... I mean, if it's for something minor, I understand going with the herbal one instead, because even I gotta admit, medication is expensive as all hell. But for, something a little more serious, will you just please trust the doctor? And if you're really not sure you can trust him, get a second opinion from a reputable doctor. Or even a third one if you're really not sure. You're allowed to do that. That's within your patient rights, if you're so concerned about it. If you want to do the herbal stuff on top of it, double check. And if it's okay, then yes, you can do the herbal stuff on top of it. But don't not take the regular medication, because you might need that. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. It jumped into my head and it wouldn't go away until I did a rant. Catch you guys later. Bye.